Yes, sir. Woo! Early in the morning. Good old early in the morning rant. Oh, man. You know, it's one thing if you don't like the black manosphere, but it's another when you insidiously try to compare us to mass murderers and terrorists. Mary, you're more dangerous than anything else, man. And not even in a good way. You're just too stupid to realize that guys like you are not getting the eye and the attention of young men. Those young men detest you. Those young men do not want to be concuserves for the gynocracy. I'm going to ask you the same question, man. Are we going to deny what these boys and these young adult men have seen since they've been born into this world? Are we going to tell them that they're lying? We're going to tell them that all the experiences are fake. What can you what type of logic can you use to explain this shit? I'm gonna wait for you, man. Inquiring minds truly want to know. Because no sense does it ever make. You get up here with your little rhetoric. You actually tried to compare the manipulation of John Allen Muhammad on Lee Malvo, even though Lee Malvo acted as his partner, but he claims he was manipulated. And what example did we manipulate young men to commit mass murder or any type of unwanted destruction? Aren't we the guys who say, go where you're celebrated? If you can't get what you want in this community, leave and go to another where you're celebrated? I think that's more of the message than anything else. I think that you showed how mentally skewed your thought process truly is. Both you and Cynthia G, your master or mistress. The misandrous rhetoric coming from you and Cynthia and Trey Hope trying to criticize black masculinity when one or two of you actually ran from your masculinity. I'll let you decide which one of the three. As soon as I posted what you put up there on YouTube, you wanted to try to say, come get this work. Nigga, you would never work. What consequence are you? None. There's no work to be given. If you got work, I got the pink slips, nigga. There's a reason why you steer clear the hell away from me. And once again, I'm gonna make it real clear. Chaos, you got some explaining to do. Because if you rock with this nigga, rock with him. And I'm gonna just say it, Chaos, you really fucked with that shit? I'm on my panel, I'm on my platform. I'm gonna ask that question. I asked you that same thing on BGS's channel. Put out what you are. Stop fence sitting. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Because if that's your boy and you're gonna rock with him, stay over there. Stay over there. I don't give a damn who gets upset with what I say. I don't like a fence sitter. Sorry. A man who always got to flip sides and flip decisions, there's something wrong with that. It doesn't sit well with me. Especially when you know the rhetoric that he speaks is not only deranged, but ill-informed. Just like I got to address another person I've seen in this chat, Char Willie. You that scorn of the black manosphere, you're going to listen to this jackass too? But it's amazing how 6, 7 years ago, you were actually highly revered and respected in the manosphere spaces. But when you shine light on a snake, the true colors come out. Come to find out you weren't shit either. Shout out to Electrician 480. Woo! I think it's incredible how everybody's got something negative to say about the manosphere, except telling black men to be fucking men. To make a goddamn decision, stick with it. To be the best, to be able to provide, to protect, problem solve, and lead. I've said it a while ago. The motto of the manosphere should be either I lead or I leave. Why stay around with company that does not want you to keep them? Why be bothered? Why talk about us if we're so low on the ground? Oh, it's because you have no real content. Oh, because you can't have any context. I'm going to ask you this question once again, Amiri. Would you allow your sons to date those bitches in your chat? Would you allow them? Would you allow them to? Would you allow any of your sons to date them bitches in your chat? When you fucking know they will mistreat them. And this is the most despicable part about men like yourself. You will go clear out of your way to try to shit on brothers for making a decision when men throughout time and memoriam have traveled far and wide to search for a wife somewhere where they can settle down, build a house, and start his own family. What connections do we have to this community that we know as black? Our women are not loyal. They never been. For the most part, you have a few, but most part, no. They wanted to join white women like they had the same damn struggle. They never trusted these men who got them out of bondage. They don't raise kings, they raise criminals. These are the people who are raising your daughters and putting a price tag on her vagina. These are the people teaching 2 and 3 and 4-year-old girls to twerk. Let's address that. Whore culture would not exist with men. And if you did have anywhere like a brothel, that shit was kept indoors with some dignity. But because the women teach the culture, you'll see chicks on a block twerking with their own damn kids. How many black men teach their daughters to twerk? How many black men would allow their daughters to look like a brazen whore? But we're supposed to be the ones with the ideology of a goddamn terrorist. According to you, Amiri. Remember that. According to your dumbass. But yet, when black men break free of the system, here comes simps like you great value version of Derek Jackson, trying to pull us back into the goddamn matrix. You're despicable. Men like you are very low on a totem pole because men like you can never be trusted. You'll do anything over some vagina just to get some admiration. You have no loyalty. You have no honor. You don't even have any integrity, man. Tell the damn truth. You're mad because every time you come on somebody's panel, you get fucking embarrassed. I'm coming to get that work. Come get this work. Once again, what consequences are you to me? What consequence have you ever been to me? I'm starting to believe that you're really disturbed. I'm starting to believe that something is wrong with you. An integral part of a man's code is actually being truthful of the situation. Historically, black men never betrayed their people. It was the women who wanted to chase Miss Anne. It was the women who wanted to play Mrs. Cartwright. What happened to these mothers who can't even teach their young babies, especially the boys, to read? What happened, bro? What happened? But these your queens, right? These black women are struggling. How the fuck can you struggle when you're the one getting the government incentives? You're the one getting the money. You sit on your ass, take your child to school, and you don't give a damn what the fuck comes out. You're not interested. You don't care. It's awfully disgusting if you really think about it. You will purposely omit things about black women just for the sake of arguing with a black man for what? Brownie points? A couple of dollars being thrown your way? I never knew one could be so disingenuous for the dollar, but then again, I will be lying if I actually believe that. You align yourself with people who support genocide of black babies while still in the womb. Where is your call out of Cynthia G with her hate speech? We know it's not there. We know that fundamentally you're not going to tell the truth to these quines because it's going to mess up the bottom line, which is that almighty dollar. But After Fountain, you don't talk about the black man. Oh, I talk about the black man all day. Whether if it's my channel, BGS's, Roger Reports, Mr. Z, Art New Style TV, Angry Man, the list goes on, and on. I got years of being on either my content or someone else's stating my critique of the black man. Last time I checked, I'm the person who created the saying that black men are the garbage men of the dating world. I'm the one that says black men need to actually have a goddamn standard. What is your legacy when you speak on black women and honestly take a critique of them? I'm the ones that said black men need to actually learn how to lead. I'm the one who pushed stop whining, join the police department, join the military, join the fire department. What's your legacy? You claim you're a patriarch, but all your movements are suspect. Your vernacular is even questionable. You're just a walking disaster. I don't even know if you're even smart enough to be a walking contradiction, which saddens me greatly. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm back. I just think it's funny, right? That everybody can point the finger at black men and say we failed, but when did we ever have control? You know, people who bragged about being the so-called most educated wants to take credit for everything great, but when the failure of your children is insurmountable, I don't see them taking failure. I don't see them taking accountability. You took the kids away from their fathers. You ran roughshod over the community, but you won't even have the decency to say, you know what? Touch your chest and say, my bad. It's on me. Don't blame the man. Blame me. You, that's actually a decent human being. No, 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 no. People like to marry will actually condone this shit. This is all they about. See, at least in our space, we talk about answers and solutions. Do you ever get on those divestors? Why do the divestors even come to our space? I thought y'all were chasing white boys. But yet, chicks get to go on Fox Soul and other high, and I say that with quotation marks, high profile platforms and speak on selective breeding, eugenics. Nobody blinks an eye. But a brother buys a passport, everybody loses their fucking minds. Well, you know them passport bros that just trying to get some pussy and take advantage of some girls. Really? People have a disdain for tricking. That's their prerogative. All right. If you took a chick out for dinner and you were attracted to her, you wanted to get in a relationship or to sleep with her, guess what? That's tricking. Pro quo pro. Something for something, right? How many times some of y'all out there took a chick on a date, never had sex? At least with prostitution, the decency and the straightforwardness is actually out there on the end. Not saying I condone it, but it is what it is. It's amazing how chicks don't want to be called a prostitute, but exhibit whorish behavior. I guess it would be wrong to call them a prostitute because at least a prostitute gets paid for her services. And Mary's not even stuck in any quantified time stream. Simply put, he's a nutcase for even bringing up the comparison of John Allen Muhammad and Lee Malvo to the manosphere. And you should see them chicks eating this shit up. For what? Are you going to teach these chicks how to get men? Hmm. Are you going to teach these chicks to have integrity? Because they don't have any. Tell me, Mary, what would it take for black men to garner the respect of black women? Go to college, get a degree, get trades, go to the military, civil service, be great fathers, free them from bondage, fight for the society, fight for the country, face injustice, right that which is wrong. Oh, all the stuff that black men have done. Like BGS once said, a damn pig farmer in Costa Rica gets more respect. It's not about paying the cost to be the boss. It's not about money. It's not about economics. It's not about finance. It's not about status. It's not about any of that shit. It's about culture. It's about loyalty, duty, honor, sacrifice. You know, the shit that's been missing from our community for the last 60 years. Freedom of Defender said, Charles, we might get respect if we get yellow hair and shoot beams out of our hands. I know, right? Gotta walk in the room like this and shit. You could be the goddamn Lord of the Thundercats, the literal king, and you won't get respect. What more does black men have to do? You even have a segment of black men who actually pander and kiss their ass. Still, they're not worthy of respect. Like I said before, where were you when that Quang allowed her white boyfriend to kill her son? Moved out of the house with the white boyfriend and left her sons in the same house with the corpse of her deceased son. You won't talk about how child abuse is rampant in single mother homes in the black community. How the children are not even being educated. A miseducation is better than no education. God damn. But I guess that's our fault too. Well, the black men left the home. No, we didn't. Insert I can do bad all by myself. And you have been. You've been doing horribly by yourself. And now the soft girl era is upon us. The soft girl is upon us, which means you just found another way to try to finesse and hustle. Ain't a damn thing soft about you. A guy like a Mary would eat that shit up. See, the women can't be feminine. No, they can't. I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of these chicks couldn't be soft even if they faked it. Chick was up there saying, I love being in my feminine. And then the next minute, she's cussing like a sailor. I'm going to ask you this, Mary. Give us the one, matter of fact, give us 3 reasons why we should still trust the chicks in our community. Give us a reason. At least dignify that with a response. Why should we trust them? They're the worst mothers. Statistically, they're the least feminine women. They have no loyalty, no integrity. They sold out their society. They teach ungodly whore culture. Shout out to Rocky King. Salute, Charles. Host of the goddamn morning show. Yeah, everything begins with self respect, which isn't nurtured if not actually antagonized for so many young black men. Facts. You're right, blood boiling. Least desired as romantic partners. You can't wait for a term to tell somebody how black men ain't shit. But yet, Mrs. Cartwright would take your black man right in front of your face. You have nothing but hate in your heart. I mean, give us a reason. Give us a reason. You were never truly our women. You had access to white men before we had access to white women. Daughters of the trade, anyone? Speaking of slave trade, I'm pretty sure a guy like a Mary would love the woman king. You know, that fictional, never happened bullshit of the homie Amazons. They weren't this Dora Milaje, Secret Service, Navy SEAL, Green Beret, Delta Force type bitches the movies are going to put out. Only intersectional feminists and black women will praise a movie about one of the major empires to fund the slave trade. It took British embargoes and bombardment for these motherfuckers to stop trying to get slaves for the economy of Dahomey, modern day Benin. I have multiple live streams with speaking to women one on one. The one thing I can say, they all have a hive mind. They say the same shit. Even when you break them down like a shotgun, or better yet, break them down like an M4, It's funny. Who in the community told them they should look for a husband early? It was usually the men. You know what the moms, the aunts, the grandmothers say? Girl, go live your life. You even had Queen Sunkiss admit that the women in her family and her community told her to go live her life while the men were encouraging her to get married. But you'll never do that, Mary. You'll never say the truth. Wherever the dollar lies, so goes the narrative. I'm just I'm just appalled by this bullshit that constantly keep being sprung by a bunch of nutcases and idiots. Nobody's trying to listen to a person like Cynthia G, who's a godless, soulless individual, as broken as a dropped dinner plate, of how she's a failure. See, the problem is that a person like Cynthia G never gets the integral help that she should have had. She should have sat her ass down with a psychiatrist and let all those demons out. Instead, you know what happens? She used those demons to spew poison against her own people, to convince people like a Mary that he's such a black man. It's actually utterly disgusting. Look at Derek Jackson. Well, you know, he's not a good man. What the fuck do you know about being a good man and you cheat on your wife? And nigga, don't tell me it's an agreement because you would have came out there first with that bullshit. You're right, blood boiling. How many of these hedonistic and heathens of women, the so-called Christian girl, God's got me, but they're doing witchcraft? These are the same women that talk about men in the manosphere are gay, but how many of them have stints of lesbianism? How many? This is what happens when you have mental illness unchecked. This is what happens when you have a bunch of people lying, just simply, plainly lying, comparing us to mass murdering terrorists. What next, Amir? You're going to say the manosphere, the black manosphere, you're going to compare that to 9/11? Jim Jones? What next? The Trail of Tears. What next? The Holocaust? You going to compare us to that? If you want to pull John Allen Muhammad out your ass, how many black mothers ordered her husband, boyfriend, and sons and nephews to do proxy violence on her behalf? Even if she was the cause of the fucking shit. You won't speak on that, will you? You won't speak on the amount of abortions since 1970 that black women had a monopoly over. I want you to think about this, right? Who needs COINTELPRO when the women will willingly go and wreck their womb? Willingly go and get a baby aborted. How many abortions? How many marriages? You're tired of a bunch of chicks on Facebook or wherever, Instagram. Oh, 30 where? All over, chick. All the fuck over. It's disgusting. It ain't nothing to cut that fetus off. Hmm. The other whore that rides on the back of the beast. They are the ones that's riding on the metaphoric imagery of the devil. I want you to think about this. These are the same women that says, I want a thug in my life. Not a good man, not a doctor, not a lawyer, not a police officer, not a bricklayer, not an electrician, a plumber, military personnel. None of this shit. Mm-mm-mm. And here's the fundamental flaw that's in everybody's plan. You're not winning. You're actually losing. You're causing more black women to be forsaken. Spilling wrong, raunchy shit. For what? What do you get out of it? I'm just surprised by you, man. I'm surprised by these Negroes. You go out of your way. There's nobody you truly helped. There's no community you actually saved. What the fuck's wrong with you? Mm, 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 mm. I just want to know, what is the end game? What is the goal? I'm trying to figure out some shit myself. All I hear is black men bad. Give me dollar. This this is amazing how you got sisters up here who's about as lonely as the goddamn number seven will spend money, literally spend their money with people who keeping them in their plight of being single. Talk whatever I want you to talk. Don't talk to me about improving myself because I'm perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Take me for who I am. Mm-hmm. Will literally spend their money, no matter how untrue the statement is, just because of the way they want to feel, they'll pay the money. You wonder why this community has went to the shitter. Why save it? She don't want to be saved. Why do it? Please. I'm ready for this so-called work. It's kind of funny for this guy who want a hashtag, come get this work. Let's get to work. Always get worked over when he comes outside of his own panels. I remember when I came to your panel, you said I said some discouraging things about you. No, I just told the truth. You're ideologically skewed. This entire time, you're bearing false witness. I'm not seeing anything wrong with this. Mm-mm. Everybody makes money off the plight of black men. We can't even make the money off of us. And this is the reason why he likes to argue simply to argue because he's a very compromised and feminized man. See, here's the bad part. It's the same thing about Cynthia G and others. This dummy's allowed to say and compare us to terrorists and group us in with a bunch of incels. This dummy doesn't understand what type of fucking statement he's making. It's sad.
What is the end game? Well, he needs a hobby because he's tired of his fucking wife bossing him around. So much of a patriarch. Did your daughter get married before she carried? That's what a patriarchy would enforce. Of course. Why do you think Mary's Cynthia G's apprentice? I'm really starting to believe that Cynthia G and Mary are the same person. Mary is just Cynthia G with the wig off. Let your hatred of black men combine. I form lonely bitch. It's funny. Of course, it's a con game, man. If you make a content about disparaging black men, you gonna make some money because it's all hatred. It's all disgusting. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, folks. I'll come back later to talk about some other stuff. Till then, I'm gonna chill out. Woo! Later, folks.